Hello, welcome back to our tutorial series. I am Lou.
And I'm Gus.
And we are Gus and Lou. And today we will sing reported speech. So, when do we use reported speech? Sometimes somebody says a sentence and later we want to tell to somebody else what the first person said. In that case, we use reported speech. So, here's how it works. First, we need to choose a reported verb, like tell or say, and then we put that verb into the sentence. For example, direct speech will be, she likes ice cream. Reported speech will be, she says she likes ice cream. But what happens if the verbal tense is not present? Don't worry, my friend Gustavo will tell you.
Well, people, this is a very simple question. If our sentence is in present simple, for example, I like ice cream, it's very easy in reported speech because we have to change it to past simple. So it would be, she said she liked ice cream. The same is with present continuous. If the sentence in present continuous is, for example, I am living in London, we have to change it to past continuous. So it would be, she said she was living in London. If we have it in past simple, for example, I bought a car, in reported speech, it would be to past simple or to past perfect. So it would be, she said she had bought a car, or she said she bought a car. The same happens with past continuous. I was walking along the street. In reported speech, we pass it to past perfect continuous. So it would be, she said she had been walking along the street. We continue with present perfect. For example, if our sentence says, I haven't seen Julie, in reported speech, we would put it in past perfect. So it would say she said she hadn't seen Julie. We continue with past perfect. For example, if our sentence says, I had taken an English test before, we would keep it the same way. We would say in reported speech, she said she had taken an English test before. With will, for example, if our sentence says, I'll see you later, in reported speech, we would say, she said that she would see me later. We continue with would. I would help her, but in reported speech, it would keep the same way. It would be the same way. So we would say, she said she would help her, but. And the same happens with could, with should, or with might. And then with can, we can say, I can speak perfect English. So in reported speech, we would say, she said she could speak perfect English. And finally, with must, if our sentence says, I must study at the weekend, in reported speech, we would say, she said she had to study at the weekend.
Also, we need to take into account that time expressions also change, but don't you worry. My friend Gus will show you a table with all the things you need to know.
Time expressions might change depending on the time or the context that we heard the direct speech that we're now announcing through the reported speech. So let's set an example. If your friend Julie comes and tells you, look, I'm going to France and I'm leaving on Monday. So you, when you're telling other people that your friend Julie is leaving, if you tell that other person the same day that she leaves, that she's leaving, you would tell that person, Julie told me that she was leaving today. If you tell another person the next day, you would say, Julie told me she was leaving yesterday. Let's go back to Sunday, before Julie went to France. You would tell the other person that you're telling that Julie is leaving, you would tell that person, Julie told me she was leaving tomorrow. So that's the way we would use the time expressions depending on the context. But here's a table where you can see all the different options that you can use depending on the context or the situation. Well, now you know how to do a positive or a negative sentence when you're using reported speech. But what happens with questions? Well, it's pretty easy. You maintain the tense that you changed before, and also you maintain the question word, but the difference is that now you have to turn a question sentence into a positive sentence. You don't get it? Well, it's pretty easy. I'll put an example. For example, if someone tells you, where do you live? And then you go and tell your mom, this person asked me where I lived. You see the difference? As you can see, the direct question was in the present simple of the verb be. We make present simple questions with the verb be by changing the position of the subject and the verb. Now, what we have to do is put them back together before transforming that question, that sentence, into past simple. Here's a little table of another examples if you didn't get it that well.
Direct questions. When we have to report a yes or no question, we don't need question words. We just use if. For example, do you like chocolate? She asked me if I like chocolate.
But what happens when someone says something that is not that polite? For example, an order, reporting orders. For example, sit down. In reported speech, it would be, she told me to sit down.
Suggestions are most often reported with the verb suggest. For example, direct speech. Why don't you go to the doctor? Reported speech. He suggested that I should go to the doctor.
Reporting verbs. There are three different types of structures. First is the introductory verb plus the clause. Secondly is the introductory verb plus the infinitive. And finally is the introductory verb plus the verb plus ing. So here's a table of all the different options and all the different verbs that you can use. Thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in to this Gusnlu video. We hope you really enjoy. Please leave us a like, a comment, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to keep learning English with us. A big hug and take care.